people? LP2000 right back at you with another video. Yes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews on behalf of Collect All Monsters. And yeah, again, if you've been following my recent string of videos, you know I've been going hard, going in, as the kids would say nowadays, into these model kits. Yes, these Kaiju model kits of these awesome Kaiju from our favorite Kaiju movies. And if you saw my last video of the 30cm Resin Chef resin model kit of the 30cm Mega Ghidorah from Godzilla X Mega Ghidorah, I teased at the end of that video that the next video would be a review of a model kit of Godzilla himself, and particularly a Godzilla incarnation from the Millennium Series. But I didn't tell you which one I was going to do. Now, you already knew at that point that I got my hands on the 40cm resin model kit of the KOC 1999 Godzilla. But at that point, I acquired another that I really didn't tell anybody about. Of course, everybody knows about it now. So it was between that one and this one where I was really torn on which one I wanted to do. They're both awesome kits of Godzilla, especially from the Millennium Series, the KOC and this guy right here. But it was hard, but again, tough choice had to be made. But I think you will enjoy this video nonetheless. So enough with the blabbering. Let's go into this awesome 30cm resin model kit review. And today we take a look at the 30cm resin model kit of the Facto GMK Godzilla, aka Godzilla 2001. Based on the super cool appearance in the super cool, epic, awesome Millennium Godzilla film. My favorite from the Millennium Series, Godzilla Mothra King Ghidorah, giant monsters all out attack. And as you can see, I have the beautiful model kit in all his glory. This thing is so amazing. Yes. So before we go any further, let me point out a couple things. First off, I don't have the packaging. This is the part of the video where I will showcase the packaging, but I don't have the packaging. It came in loose. I'll go into that story momentarily. But this video is dedicated to two special people. First and foremost, my beautiful wife, Sandra. Yes, my beautiful wife, Sandra, Queen GMK, because you already know GMK is her favorite Godzilla film of all time, you know what I mean? And she absolutely loves, adores the GMK Godzilla. I guess we were made for each other, because my favorite is, of course, the 1964 Mosu Goji from Mothra vs. Godzilla. Hers is this guy right here. So we kind of have our love for villainous Godzilla incarnations. Again, we were made for each other. But this actually is her sculpture. This is her piece, not mine. So again, I want to dedicate this video to her and also to John Desentis. Yes, I want to thank John Desentis for helping me get this kit. And he actually not only had this kit, but he built and painted. You know what? I'll go into the story right now with how I got this kit. And again, I kind of looked into this kit, as a matter of fact, because this kit has been around for a while. And of course, if you don't know, Facto is another awesome kit builder or kit Kaiju collectible company, no different than, you know, a Size OK, Inaway Arts, KOC, Monster Maker 28, Goro, you know what I'm saying? Just another awesome kit company, you know, that's kind of been slipping under my radar, you know, and you know what? It's kind of like one of those things, because, you know, I've been going through these model kits as of late, and it's kind of like I've been going through like a rabbit hole, and I've been discovering all these great Kaiju kit companies. Like, I knew they existed, you know, because I've been in the game for a little bit. I knew they existed, but I really didn't pay too much attention to them, because at the time I wasn't into the model kits as I am now. But now as I'm getting more into it, I'm starting to take notice of all these awesome kit companies, of all these awesome monsters that S Plus has not touched yet, and it's really opened up a whole new world, and I'll talk more about that towards the tail end of the video. But Facto is an awesome kit company, you know what I'm saying? Please go to their website so you can see what they have on their roster, you know what I'm saying? And again, this figure, or this model kit came out in 2008, and again, Facto has done some great model kits of Godzilla and these monsters in their roster. And the ones that come to mind to me, they've done one of the 1954 Godzilla, which looks so amazing. They done one of the skeleton 1954 Godzilla, which looks awesome. It looks so awesome. They done one of the 1989 Godzilla, the Bio Goji from Godzilla vs. Biollante, which is awesome. they done a battle set of a kaiju kit depicting the scene where the adult destroyer is about to attack Godzilla Jr. Oh, that kit looks so amazing. To all my destroyer fans out there, again, that kit, whoo, it's great. It's not great for Godzilla Jr., but it's a great kit nonetheless. And Godzilla 2004 versus Kaiju Ghidorah. And you already know, me and Final Wars don't exactly have the best relationship in the world. But I do have to admit, that kit is awesome. So, a lot of the kits on T's Facto are really good. Oh, also, they done one of the 1955 Godzilla. Man, I forgot about that one, man. I want to get that one for sure. Out of all the ones that's up there right now, or they have done, I should say, if I could find one at G-Fest, I really want the 1955 Godzilla from Gigantic the Fire Monster, a.k.a. Godzilla Raised Again. Now, I know that Godzilla design is not the most beloved Godzilla in the franchise. I enjoy it. I know Gojira 851 loves that design. I know there are a few people that love that design. You know, it doesn't make us less of Godzilla as Godzilla fans because we love a less popular Godzilla design. But that kit of the T's Facto 1955 Godzilla is glorious. And hopefully I can find one at some point. But again, awesome kit company, T's Facto, and I really feel bad because again, I've just been getting more into T's Facto because of this. Cause I have not gotten a T's Facto piece in my collection or Sandra's collection before. This is our first T's Facto piece, and again, they've done some great kits. They've done some great kits. And speaking of Godzilla 2001, or GMK Godzilla, this is actually the third that they have done. They actually done a total of 5 GMK Godzillas. You would think Sandra is running this company because they've done, you know, the GMK Godzilla 5 separate times. They've done, the first one was in 2003, then they made another one in 2004. This is the third one. It came out 2008, then they made another one in 2012, and they made another one in 2019. That's the last one that I think that they have made. I got this information off the kaijukits.com website. And I have to say, out of all of them, I think this is the best one that they have done, bar none. You know, the other ones are cool too. They done one of the Maquette 2001 Godzilla, you know, what Godzilla was going to look like before they set it on this version, you know what I'm saying? And that kit looks cool. But I have to say, this is the one that always caught my eye. And my co-host on Collect All Monsters, the awesome and the great David Arab.co, he has this kit. And he would show it online every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he would show it, I'm like, man, I want that kit. You know what I'm saying? Which leads into now, 2022. I was online one night. I jumped on Facebook one night, real late, around after 10:30. And normally I'm in bed by then because, you know, I'm a truck driver. I work long hours, have to report to work really early in the mornings. So I have to go to bed early at night so I can have me a good night's rest, right? But this particular night, I really couldn't sleep that well. And I jumped on Facebook just to see what was going on, to see what threads I can disrupt. Because that's what I do. I'm self-aware, ladies and gentlemen. And I came across this post from John Desentis. And he was selling this. And I was like, wow, this is cool. Because again, this kit don't pop up out there too much often. If you can secure one, please do it. Because again, this was made back in 2008, 14 years ago, you know, and he had it fully intact. And also, John Desentis is also an amazing artist. No different than David Arab.co or Steve Savajoli or John LeGrand or Mark Sang-Yang. He knows what he's doing when it comes to building and painting these model kits. And I struck a deal with him and said, look, I will buy the kit from you, but of course I have no way of building and painting it. Do you mind doing it for me? He was like, yes. And that's how we able to come to terms on making the deal. This happened back in March, and I got this kit, I want to say maybe late May going into June. I kind of forget. But it's been a lengthy process, which I can understand because, again, this is a 30cm resin model kit, and resin model kits takes time. You know what I'm saying? And I was real patient with them, even though there were times I'm sure I was maybe too hands-on, you know. But I was respectful because, again, I understand. These things can't be whipped up overnight, right? And he was like, look, I appreciate you being patient with me. You know, things take time. You know, he had a few setbacks here and there. But I was like, look, as long as you deliver, I don't really care. And he delivered leaps and bounds because this thing is amazing. And also, he gave us this this CD of Kaiju Crescendo, an evening of Japanese monster music that he composed, at least orchestrated, I think at a G-Fest a while back. So he added that as like a bonus gift, you know, along with this kit here for me and Sandra. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, good sir. But again, this thing is so amazing. And that's how I got my hands on this kit. And again, when I first saw this kit, you know, you would think I would get it for myself because I love the GMK Godzilla too, you know. But I wanted to get this for my queen, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to get this for Sandra because, you know, she works really hard, you know what I'm saying? And she doesn't have a lot of time to go online like I do sometimes to look for certain pieces and stuff like that. And there are times where we actually have conversations about, you know, what are you looking for? You know, what do you have your eye on now? And then she'll show me what she's looking for, what she may have an eye on now. Because she may hop up online on a Monday to see what's out there, but she may not hop up online again for like 3 or 4 days later, you know, because she's very, very busy. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just get this kit for her because, again, she loves the GMK Godzilla, and she has a few GMK Godzilla collectibles in her personal collection as well. So I was like, you know what? Why not add one more, or at least add one of the best? And so, again, this one is for her and for John Desentis. You know, thank y'all so much. And that's how we got our hands on this piece. So, you know, we do things around here. Let's get up close and personal with this guy right here. Once again, this is a 30cm resin model kit of the 2001 Godzilla, a.k.a. the GMK Godzilla from GMK. Right off the bat, the sculpt is amazing. The sculpt is so awesome. And again, as I mentioned in my recent stringer videos, when it comes to the model kits, you know, the two things have to be perfect. The sculpt of the figure has to be perfect, or the sculpt of the monster has to be perfect, and the paint job has to be perfect. Sculpt-wise, this thing is amazing. This thing is so cool. And it also brings up a certain criticism that I've seen thrown this Godzilla's way. And if you look at this Godzilla, the way he's positioned, he has his belly out. And this has rubbed some people the wrong way. A lot of people don't like the pop belly look that this Godzilla has. You know what I'm saying? Which is understandable, you know, but I think it adds a little bit of charm. And I think the reason why it does have a pop belly, because again, this wasn't the original Godzilla design for this version of Godzilla for GMK. The original design was going to have it more in a Velociraptor type of stance. But the suit actor tried it. It was like, no, we ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. So they had to have it more of a traditional Godzilla suit in this pose right here. And I think they tried to incorporate, you know, the original design into the suit, which kind of gives off this pop belly look for Godzilla. And honestly, it's only noticeable like in like maybe 2 or 3 scenes in the movie. It's not prevalent every time we see Godzilla on screen, so that's a good thing. But it does stick out like a sore thumb in certain scenes, and a lot of people have pointed that out. And they're not wrong, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, let's face it, Godzilla is not the only celebrity to have some of a pop belly and still be a badass. Like Kevin Owens from WWE. I know you know, for my wrestling fans out there, not the current Kevin Owens, because he's kind of been watered down a little bit. But when he first debuted in WWE, he was a badass. Say what you will about Kevin Owens and his pop belly, you know, whatever. But he was cool. He was super cool. Again, he was a badass when he first came to WWE. How about Thor from Endgame? And we all know that was kind of like one of the jarring things about that movie, that Thor, a guy who has been muscular in all the films that we have seen him in prior to Endgame, but by the time we get to Endgame, he has a dad bod. And having a dad bod is not bad, quite frankly. Come on now. But he had a pop belly. But at the very end, when he puts on that suit and gives the business to Thanos, he's still a badass. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or also, how about, what's his name? Russell Crowe from the movie Unhinged. Have you not seen that movie? If you haven't seen that movie is awesome. But for those who have seen it, we all know Russell Crowe plays a psychopath in that movie. And he's not exactly a fit person either. He has a pop belly. But I'll tell you what, walk up to that guy and tell him he has a pop belly or that he has a dad bod and see what will happen. Imagine walking up to Godzilla, or this version of Godzilla, saying he has a dad bod or a pop belly. you probably won't walk away from that conversation with your legs intact. Just saying, just saying. My point is that yes, Godzilla has a pot belly and is really prevailing in the sculpt here. But again, I think it adds more to the charm of the suit. It adds more charm to the character of Godzilla, because even though he has a pot belly and somewhat of a dad bod in certain scenes, it does not, under any circumstances, take away from the fact that he's a total badass in this film. No question about that. But the sculpt of Godzilla looks really good. Like I said, you know, he had the abdomen here, kind of poking out a little bit. His arms are to his side, up against his body somewhat. The claws are sculpted really well. You know, you had the bagginess of the suit in certain areas. His skin looks really good. More so of a crocodile type of skin or texture on this version of Godzilla, which was kind of a first in a way. And a really stark contrast to the previous Godzilla designs from the Millennium Series, you know, with the Godzilla 2000 and the one from GMK Godzilla, which basically was the same suit, quite frankly. But this is such a really stark contrast from that design. But the skin looks really good. Again, more crocodile-like, you know, in basically the whole figure, which looks really good. His toes, again. His feet, that's one thing I love about this Godzilla. His feet look dangerous, you know what I'm saying? With the big clown shoes type of feet. But the claws, it's like the selling point that looks really dangerous. And it's kind of amazing that when he kicked Baragon in the film, you would think that he would have like punctured a lung or sliced his skin open with his toes being so sharp, very claw-like. I would argue that maybe his toes are basically, his toenails are sharper than his claws on his hands, you know? You can make that argument, but the toenails are sculpted really really The tail, oh my God, let's go to the tail. Again, when it comes to certain Godzilla designs, you know, I'm a fan of Godzilla no matter what position the tail is in. It could be flat on the ground, it could be upwards and then go down, it could be upwards in the air, elegant like this. And this is cool, the way the tail is just going upwards and kind of coming back towards his body. Seems like that the tail is in motion, which I really do enjoy. So the sculpture of the tail looks really good. The dorsal plates on the tail, you know, the many ones, they go from the big ones on his back to the smaller ones as they get smaller towards the tail end of his tail. Looks really good. The dorsal plates, again, the main row of dorsal plates, oh my God, looks really good. And again, as I mentioned earlier, with the stark contrast in terms of design between this version of Godzilla and the one from the first two Millennium movies, the dorsal plates have more so of a Heisei type of look, more so in color. I get at that momentarily, but it has somewhat of a more so of a Heisei type of look with the rounded shapes on the tips of the dorsal plates, not dagger-like spikes, you know, like the previous two Godzilla Millennium incarnations. But the dorsal plates look really good. His face, whoa! His face looks so great. And now he's not roaring. And again, it depends on which Godzilla incarnation that it is, quite frankly. Because normally I prefer my Godzilla to be roaring with his teeth open and all that good stuff. But here it's partially open. And when you look at it head on, he looks so sinister. When you look at him head on, it's like you're that girl in that scene on the mountaintop when she's getting that photograph taken by her husband or her boyfriend, and the husband is like like, okay honey, get in the shot with Baragon, because of course Baragon is in the shot too, and he's like in the background coming towards them, and this couple apparently want to take a photograph with a monster. Why would they do that? Anyways, the woman is in the shot and Baragon's in the back of her and she has a smile on her face, and all of a sudden she looks up and that smile just disappears. And her husband or her boyfriend who's taking the picture just slowly turns around, and you have that look right there of Godzilla just looking back down at you, talking about, you know what, you're not going to live through this. You're not going to live through this. So that look right there looks really good when you look at it head on. Again, the teeth, oh my God, the teeth individually sculpted. And it's like he's snarling, which gives off a more sinister vibe of this version of Godzilla. And honestly, when you look at it from both sides, or at least one side of his face, like the right side of his face looks like he's smiling, like he has like an evil grin on his face, like he knows he's about to do some damage and he's going to enjoy it. Whereas The other side of his face he looks so evil. He looks really, really evil. That he's already done his damage, and he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. So the look on his face, when you look at it head on, when you look at it from either one of his sides, the left side or the right side, it just looks phenomenal. It looks great. So the sculpt of this Godzilla is top notch from head to toe. Can't complain about that. Now let's go to the paint job. Again, thank you to John Desentis. He done a phenomenal job with the paint job. The paint job is pretty much kind of simplistic here. Again, more so Heisei colors with the charcoal gray skin, dark charcoal gray skin of Godzilla. You know, the whitish bone white color of the dorsal plates. Again, more so Heisei. You have yellowish type of tones on his claws, on his hands, as well as his toenail claws. He has somewhat of a yellowish streak highlight going towards on his abdomen here, because that's kind of like customary when it comes to Godzillas. Especially the Showa one. I think the Heisei didn't have this. But the Showa ones did, where he had like that stripe, you know, that like that highlighted stripe on his chest, going down towards his torso and towards his pelvis. And John Desentis did a great job here, simulating that here with this yellow highlight, you know. So the paint job looks great, from the charcoal gray skin, dark charcoal gray skin, the dorsal plates, the way he colored the eyes. Again, the eyes looks great. Another selling point of this Godzilla is the fact that he has those unholy eyes with no pupils. Because again, this Godzilla is demonic. He's possessed. I love that. And John Desentis done a great job with the eyes. You know, with the teeth, yellowish teeth, the gums showing a little bit. You know, this is phenomenal. This is so phenomenal. And again, this is the third one that Facto has done. And again, I think this is the best one. This is the best one that they have done. And I'm so glad to finally have this, or at least get this for my queen, so we can have it in the house so I can admire it from afar. But this is great. This is so great. So thank you to John Desentis. Thank you so much for selling me this kit, for building this kit, for taking the time that you did to paint this kit to make sure it was perfect, giving me progress updates and pics on a weekly basis, let me know what was going on. And he's now become one of my go-to artists now. Like whenever I get a kit, because again, I'm getting more so into these model kits. He's up there with David Erdopko. He's up there with Steve Serajoli, Mark Sang-Yang, John LeGrand. He's one of my go-to guys now. You know what I'm saying? Because his talent is awesome. I mean, look at this. This is John Desentis' talent, and it speaks volumes. Immeasurable volumes, in my opinion. He's done the perfect job with this version of Godzilla, courtesy of Facto, and I could not be any happier. You get a round of applause from me, good sir. Thank you so much. You made me happy, and you most definitely made my awesome queen happy, and we cannot thank you enough. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so let's do a couple size comparisons before we go into my final thoughts of this awesome kit of the Facto 30cm Resin model kit of the GMK Godzilla. And I have a couple more GMK Godzillas, 30cm versions, I should say, in my collection, courtesy of X Plus. So let's see how they pair up against this 30cm version of the GMK Godzilla in this first size comparison. So let's do that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, right, folks, here we are with the first size comparison. And yes, alongside the man of the hour, the man in the middle, of course, the Facto 30cm Resin model kit of the GMK Godzilla, aka Godzilla 2001 from GMK. I have two other figures of the GMK Godzilla, courtesy of X Plus. Of course, on the left we have the favorite sculptor's line 30cm vinyl figure of the GMK Godzilla. And of course, to the right we have the 30cm Yuji Sakai GMK Godzilla. Again, this comparison is really, really hard, because these are all great versions of the GMK Godzilla from established kit builders. Of course, you have Yuji Sakai on the far right, we have Facto in the middle, and of course, the favorite sculptor's line X Plus GMK, that was taken from Monster Maker 28 sculpt. And you already know how I feel about Monster Maker 28. So you have, you know, different versions or different artists' take of the GMK Godzilla in a 30cm Godzilla collectible. And these all look great. But again, I think out of the three, if I had to choose my favorite, it of course would be the Facto. There's no question about that. The Facto is so amazing. Because for the longest time, I actually viewed the Yuji Sakai as like my favorite 30cm GMK Godzilla, even more so than the favorite sculptors line, which is, it's kind of apples and oranges. You're not wrong for picking the Sakai over the favorite sculptors line, or choosing the favorite sculptors line over the Sakai, which basically means you're choosing the M28 over the Sakai, or vice versa. But again, this is hard. It's really hard to put this into perspective and put it into words. But again, the teeth factor would be my top. My second favorite would be, I'm still going with Sakai here, and my third favorite would be the Monster Maker 28. You know what I'm saying? Even though technically the Monster Maker 28 is a 25cm figure, but he can still pass for a 30cm figure. You know what I'm saying? He kind of does with the rest of these GMKs. But this is great. 3 versions of GMK from 3 different takes of 3 awesome Kaiju kit companies. Of course, Monster Maker 28, Teeth Facto, and the Yuji Sakai line. So this is great. Why don't you pop down in the comment section and let me know which one is your favorite out of these 3. Is it the Teeth Facto? Is the favorite sculptors line? Is it the Sakai? Either way, whatever you choose, you're not wrong, because all 3 of these versions are stunning and stellar representations of the GMK Godzilla. So that's it with the first size comparison. You know what? I do have all the monsters, aside from Godzilla from GMK, from X Plus. So you already know where we're going with the last size comparison. So let's bring all the monsters from this awesome film of GMK together in the last size comparison. So let's do that, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Here we are, folks. The last size comparison. And let me ask this right off the bat. Have you not seen anything more glorious? Anything more spectacular? Anything more awesome? Anything more brilliant? Anything more epic than this shot right here? I'm going to answer the question for you. No, you haven't! Oh, this is so cool. Yes, the man of the hour, the Teeth Facto GMK Godzilla 30cm resin model kit, flanked by the monsters that he fought in this awesome film of Godzilla Mothra King Ghidorah, giant monsters all out attack. Yes, courtesy of the X Plus favorite sculptors line in 25cm scale. Of course, we have Baragon, Mothra, and King Ghidorah all around to oppose the awesome and evil demonic king of the monsters. And yes, this is so great. And as you can see here, I have the completion book of GMK. Actually, that's Sandra's. So again, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous right now because she has this awesome kit as well as the GMK completion book. Thank you again to John Ruffin for making that happen. But this is so great. And as you can see here, this model kit does pair well with the monsters here from X Plus, even though they're from different lines, you know what I mean? And this should be more than enough of a reason why X Plus should really go after this Godzilla for the favorite sculptors line. Again, we already have one, with the Monster Maker 28 that they made a few years ago. I think this one actually works better. And all these monsters here of Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Baragon, they were all taken from Monster Maker 28 kits. So this is an example where you can actually take one kit from another line, mix it with another kit from a totally different line, totally different sculptor, and actually create a great setup. And the cool thing about this setup here, you've seen this group shot, this is epic, but what's so cool about this Teeth Facto Godzilla, that you could put these monsters one-on-one with Godzilla, whether it's Baragon versus Godzilla, or Mothra versus Godzilla, or King Ghidorah versus Godzilla, and you have yourselves great setup options on your hands. Again, there's no reason why X Plus should not go after this sculpt. Hopefully they will, but until that happens, this, in my opinion, as David Dopko would say, the quintessential GMK 30cm Godzilla, and this is the quintessential setup for this awesome film of GMK for the GMK movie. So if you're a fan of GMK Godzilla and you're a fan of the movie, go after this kit. And if you already have the other monsters from the favorite sculptors line, courtesy of X Plus, this is waiting for you. This setup right here is waiting for you, and it will look epic on your shelves. No question about that. So that's it with the size comparison with the other GMK Godzillas 30cm version I should say I have in my collection, as well as the monster that he fought in this film. So as you can tell, between both setups, you have some options here, and no matter where he stands alone or with other monsters, he will look great on your shelf. No question about that. All right, that's it with the size comparison. So let's go with my final commentary portion of the video with my final thoughts of the Tease Facto resin model kit of the 30cm GMK Godzilla. So let's do that right now. Okay, folks, I'm back with my final thoughts of the Tease Facto 30cm resin model kit of the 2001 Godzilla, aka the GMK Godzilla from GMK. Once again, 10 out of 10. This thing is so glorious. It's so amazing. Oh my God. And again, I'm jealous. But I know it's going into good hands. And of course, I get a chance to see it every single day, you know. But again, Sandra does deserve this. So again, thank you to Sandra. This is for you, babe. And of course, huge thank you to John Desentis for making this happen for us, especially for my queen. I really do appreciate it. She really does appreciate it. Like every single day, she always tells me that she loves this thing and she's really ecstatic to have it. And it's a glorious piece to have in the midst of her other GMK Godzilla collectibles. This one stands out. And we are going to do a video on Collect All Monsters at some point where myself, Sandra, John Ruffin, and of course Kyle, because you know Kyle and Sandra, they're like GMK through the roof. GMK, whoop whoop whoop, you know. So we're gonna get together at some point, and we're gonna talk about our top 3 favorite collectibles that we have in our collections of the GMK Godzilla himself. And I'm willing to bet that this guy will be on Sandra's list at some, you know, in that top 3. So look for that at some point. But again, this is so amazing. This kit, again, I'm reminded by the previous size comparison that you just saw. You know, this thing looks great up against Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Baragon, even though those monsters were taken from another Kaiju kit builder's company. But you can put them with this guy, and as you saw, it was like seamless. Like, you wouldn't think that this one, that Godzilla and the other monsters were from 2 separate different kit builders, you know, but they are. But they flow so well together that, you know, that's great. It's so great to have that option, you know what I mean? And it proves that you can mix, you know, different Kaiju sculptures from different companies to create a great setup. And I don't care what anybody says, that is an epic setup with all 4 of those monsters together. That is so amazing. Or if you have them standing alone, because again, this thing is amazing. And what's so cool about this figure is the fact that I've taken so many different shots of this figure. You know, some that will make it into this video and some that will not. But I don't recall taking a bad shot of this figure. Because, you know, you have some collectibles that it's kind of hard to get the right angle to create a good picture of that particular collectible. But with this guy right here, it don't matter what angle you shoot it in. From above, from looking upwards, or whatever. There is not a bad shot of this figure. None whatsoever. None whatsoever, at least none that I've seen thus far. And that is so cool when you create a collectible that's so awesome that you can't take a bad shot. Even the most amateur photographer can do wonders with this guy, you know, and that's a testament to how awesome this kit is. If you were to ask me my favorite shot, or at least what is the money shot for this figure, it comes down to 2. I like the back shot when you're looking upwards at him, and his back is kind of somewhat to you, but he's like kind of twisting a little bit, where he's kind of like looking at you with a side eye and he's snarling, you know. Something about that shot I love so much. Or if you look at him again upwards, I think the money shot is when you look upwards at this collectible and he's looking down directly back at you from the side. It looks so sinister. So those are my 2 money shots right there. But either way, again, you can't take any bad shots with this figure. And again, that's a testament to how awesome this figure is. Now, again, y'all notice that I've been going into model kits as of late, and I'll tell you the reason why. It's because I really am starting to shift my focus. Again, I will always be an X Plus guy, and you have heard me talk about X Plus when it comes to these model kits, because basically that's what X Plus figures are. They are basically pre-painted model kits. All you gotta do is attach the tail to the bodies. Some is easier said than done, but that's all they are. And that's perfect for a guy like me that doesn't have the skills to build and paint a model kit, nor has the time, right? So S Plus was like a blessing for me, where I can get these realistic Kaiju collectibles of these monsters from these films, but not have to go through all the work of building and painting it, you know what I mean? But again, I've kind of shifted my focus as of late because, again, a good chunk of X Plus sculpts, they're originally made. You know, they go to an in-house builder and they build these sculpts from scratch. But there are several other kits, at least a lot of their figures, excuse me, that are taken from established model kits. You know what I'm saying? And I've always said, you heard me say it here in the size comparison with the other monsters from GMK, that hopefully X Plus will get their hands on this sculpt and put it in their favorite sculptors line. You would think they would. You would think they would because, again, we gotten 2 King Gojis in the favorite sculptors line, right? So why not have another GMK outside of the one that we already have? You know what I mean? But again, there's no guarantee that X Plus will actually get their hands on this sculpt. And again, I'm at a point where I'm tired of waiting for X Plus to make this certain monster or make this other monster. You know, not trying to say that they probably never will do it, but then again, we have no idea, or at least any confirmation that they will do it. So that's why I'm going after these model kits. And also, again, these model kits, they don't make a huge number of them like they do with X Plus. And even X Plus is kind of scarce in some parts with their numbers. But model kits are even more scarce. And again, there's not too many of this guy floating out there. And I'm at a point in my collection where, again, space has become an issue. But I want to go after these elite pieces that a lot of people just don't have. And I think that's the beauty of model kits, that a lot of people don't have this figure. You know what I'm saying? So when you post it online, a lot of people are astounded and amazed, like, wow, where did you get that? Because, you know, it's very easy to go online, pick up, let's say, Godzilla the Ride figure that just came out, right? Because pretty much everybody got that figure, right? But a lot of people don't have this figure, or the Resin Chef Maker Ghidorah, or the KOC 64 Godzilla, or the KOC 62 Godzilla. So I highly implore you, really, if you have the money for it, again, do not collect above your means. That is first priority. That should be the first thing you should think about. But if you have the extra money to go after these model kits, whether you can build them, paint them yourself, or you can hire somebody to do it for you, I think you're in for some great possibilities to get these monsters that maybe X Plus will not go after, or Prime 1 may not go after, or Spiral Studios may not go after. You know what I'm saying? You have these model kits, and they've always been there. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got to hunt for them, and I think that's also a good thing about with these model kits, that, again, where it's very easily to pick up, you know, the latest X Plus figure. With this one, I kind of looked into it, but again, you have to hunt for it, and I think that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? We have to hunt and try to locate a certain figure, and sometimes you have to be in a bidding war with somebody, or sometimes you may come across a figure, but you may lose out on it, but then you come across it a year later. You know what I'm saying? I think the thrill of that is gone, but when you do get that thrill of getting something that you've always wanted, something that's so scarce, and something that a lot of people just don't have, I think that's a great thing. So that's really the main reason why I'm going after these model kits. And I'm not stopping with this guy right here, you know what I'm saying? When I get to G-Fest in a couple of weeks, I'm definitely going to the Kaiju modelers table. There's a couple model kits that I think he may have that I may go after. Again, you heard earlier, I might go after the T's Facto 55 Godzilla if he has a Monster Maker 64B Godzilla or an 84 Cybot. I may go after that. If he has a Resin Chef 71 Godzilla, I may go after that. If there's a KOC 54, I may go after that. If there's a Resin Chef Mecha King Ghidorah, I may go after that. Again, I've gone down this rabbit hole, but again, that's not exactly a bad thing because it's opened up a new world for more collectibles to go after. I'm still going to be an X Plus guy. I'm still going to be a Roto Kaiju guy. I'm still going to be a Spiral Studios guy. But again, these model kits are great. And again, I implore you, if you have the money for it, try and dip into them. And I think you'll find what you're looking for. And especially you'll find what you're looking for that, again, a lot of people just don't have. But again, this is such a great, great model kit. Again, I think it's the best one that T's Facto has ever done, in spite of the other ones that they have made. So again, thank you to John Desentis. We do appreciate it. Sandra, this is for you, babe. I hope I made you happy. And this is great. So if you can find one for a good price, again, finding one is easier said than done. But if you do, and if you're a huge fan of the GMK Godzilla as well as the movie, you were not disappointed with this model kit. Yes, yes, yes. So that pretty much concludes my review of the T's Facto 30cm Resin model kit of the GMK Godzilla, aka Godzilla 2001. From its epic appearance in my most favorite film for the Millennium Series, and Sandra's most favorite film of all time in the Godzilla franchise, Godzilla Mothra King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters Are Attack. You have any questions, comment down in the comment section. If you're on Facebook, be a Lesbian Tampers, we definitely go from there. Yes, once again, great model kit, amazing. Again, Oh God, I'm looking at this guy, I'm visualizing him up against Baragon, up against Mothra, up against King Ghidorah, up against all three of them at the same time, or him standing alone. This is such a great piece. And again, I was really torn between going with either reviewing this Godzilla or the KOC, because again, I teased at the end of my Resin Chef Make a Gears video, I was going to do a Millennium Godzilla model kit in this video. It came down between this one and the KOC, but again, I think I made the right choice, or maybe I didn't. Either way, they're both awesome, but this guy is super awesome, and I'm glad I have it. So again, thank you to John Desentis. I really do appreciate it. Now, in regards of my next video, of course, it will probably be a model kit review, or it might be an X Plus figure review, because I got a few X Plus that I've gotten over the past month or so, and I haven't got to review them yet, so it might be a Next Plus figure, I don't know. But the next model kit review, and you saw it in our latest episode of Collect All Monsters, I got my hands on the Tenjitsu Crafts 50cm model kit, resin model kit of the 1971 Godzilla that I had morphed into Godzilla 1972 from Godzilla vs. Gigan, courtesy of Mark Sang Yang. So that will be the next model kit review. Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on that and review that figure. Oh my God. Oh God. So again, the model kit coverage is not going to stop. Again, that review is coming up at some point. Again, I'm going after model kits at G-Fest in a couple of weeks. So again, the model kit coverage has not stopped. But again, if you can get your hands on this model kit of the GMK Godzilla, one of the best representations of the GMK Godzilla out there, in my opinion, you cannot go wrong with this figure. Do not hesitate to go after this figure. You will not be disappointed. Take it from me, and of course, take it from my queen Sandra, because she loves this guy, because it is amazing, it is awesome, it is brilliant and spectacular, it's all those things, and you would know that if you get your hands on this figure, no question about that. So ladies and gentlemen, I finally give to you the Facto 30cm resin model kit of the GMK Godzilla, aka Godzilla 2001, from its epic appearance in Godzilla Mothra King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack. Yes, yes, yes. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see y'all again on this figure move review. All right? Y'all take it easy. Da 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 da.